Good, good morning, good day, good evening. Whenever you see this, it's the 2nd of July, my sister Adrian's birthday. I'm going to shut this off in a second. But what I'm listening to is thank you, Kevin Rebus, for purchasing some of my music. And he pointed me to his Bandcamp page, and this is one of his releases, or it's all digital. It's lovely, isn't it? It's ambient, and it's good. I'll leave the link. One thing I am resistant to is starting to do reviews of just digital releases. I do think that I have the right to say that in order to keep it fun for me, if you want me to review your music, send me a physical copy if you think it's good. Don't send me something if you're not sure. Know your stuff is good before you send it to me. Because if it isn't any good, I'm going to say so. That last piece there by Mr. Rebus is very good. Very relaxing. Happy birthday to my sister Adrian. Today is her 68th birthday. If you see this, Adrian, I love you so much, and you have been an inspiration to me besides being my younger sister and friend. I'm so glad that throughout my life I've remained friends with my siblings, because that's not a given. And I've always been inspired by how my sister Adrian decided that she was going to do what she wanted to do, which is be an artist. And she set out for the West Coast and roughed it, until she roughed it, planted seeds, they grew, and she's made a wonderful life. I also want to publicly acknowledge that she is the woman in Floyd Norman, the Disney legend's life, that helped him to, recover, or his career, after he was retired from Disney. My sister Adrian said, "That's not the end of the line, baby. Let's keep going." So happy birthday to my sister. Folks, I can't not speak about yesterday. I won't say much except to say that I was unfortunately not that surprised, but very disappointed in the Supreme Court. That's not justice. That's not in the best interest of the future of this country. No other president has had a need for immunity. The only reason the person wants the immunity is because he did bad shit, real bad shit. And he stacked the Supreme Court in his favor to get exactly what he wanted, and he got it. And that's not good for the country. All of his sycophants and his cult followers can revel that that's a win. And we're this stupid idea of giving it to the libs, so infantile, so insanely stupid. It's another example of throwing the entire country under the bus just to give that wholly undeserving individual what he wants. This is what I hate about the legacy of white privilege. This is part of it. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Don't have much that I want to show you unless I get revved up and go and do a pull, and I might. But yesterday, the only thing that I really played was Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry, Paint Your Wagon. They came out of, I think, Leeds. Somebody help me if I got that wrong. Post-punk. hell of a sound. They started out with a drum machine, eventually got a drummer, or was it a drummer who only partially, they used a drum machine, but the drummer played the snare live, something, and cymbals, kind of unusual. Singer has a deep voice whose voice I like. It's the type of voice, not the type, it's a voice that I like. I enjoy listening to, but their songs and the guitar sounds. I have the album. I just, for convenience, played the CD on the computer yesterday. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me see if there's anything in the comments that gets me going, because today's word is immunity. Yep, there's a person. It's not childish at all. It's a great concern, and you coming over here saying that is very childish. You know what I'm saying? This is not good for the country. And to come over and taunt somebody as though that's worth anything. Well, you got your 1 second of fame on my channel there, sir. Shame on you. Yeah, the new modern English is really great. Get that Anya Hova Kozletsky. Thank you for acknowledging the little intro video yesterday where I'm sitting with a cat and her daughter Faye. Yes, so someone mentioned something about a click. I don't know nothing about no click, and don't care if there is a click. I don't know nothing about it. Why would I? I don't care about that. Seriously. It's very humid here. The temp is nice, but we got buckets of rain last night, and it's just humid as heck. So that's what's on my mind this morning. I really don't, one of the last things I did was, it's been so long since I've actually played the Faust album that I pulled it and put it on. And to this day, as old as this is, it still sounds alien. It still sounds like it's beaming in from another world. It's very, way ahead of its time. And it's still one of my favorite albums. The first Faust album. No, there really isn't. So, to round this out, let me just take a look here. Actually, just to keep going, stream of consciousness. Yesterday, I was going through some old cassettes and came across a cassette of more stuff that I had cherry picked through it, where I would record an idea and I would, like, on the 4-track, I think this is probably how a lot of people work. You get the first version down and then you revise it, or you listen to that and say, okay, now I think I know what I want to do, and then you record the next version after that, and then sometimes the third version. So in my CD archives, where I archived cassettes, what I did was I would archive the best of the versions, and the earliest versions are still just on cassette. So as part of what I'm thinking I'll do with my time today is go ahead and archive this cassette in particular, because there were some things where I forgot that I did that. And on one of them is me doing a Cocteau Twins cover off the Victoria land instrumentally. And it's in early days, so there are mistakes on the guitar because I'm playing by ear. I never bothered to learn the blues scales. I didn't want to learn them. I can play blues licks, but back in these early days when I'm just trying to play in my punk way, I just wing it. So that's what I'm planning. That's what I'm vaguely planning to do today. I see that the can live in Aston is out now, but it hasn't reached Omaha yet. I have to call Homer's and see, did you get it in and you didn't get a hold of me? I mean, it's like, how many other people want this can? So that's also. So let's just look over here and see what we got. Well, this is all sticking out here. I'll just grab this. I don't know if I've shown these, but this is a. Oh yes, I have. I think. Well, I was playing this stuff, but it's all jammed in because it's all too full. But Renaissance. I don't think I've showed this. Maybe not a long time. Turn of the Cards. Note the Ringwear. This is my original copy that I bought when it came out. This was a favorite among my circle of friends. 1974. This is a year after high school. So this was back in heavy party times with we're still friends. We don't hang out like we used to and talk like we used to. Matter of fact, I just heard, Adrian, if you see this, if you remember Bob Bedrowski, he and Ralph, you remember they were friends of mine? Well, Bob's younger brother, Mark, just died. Really, really makes me sad. Very close to the Bedrowskis. And Bob was part of this circle, and we love this album. Mother Russia is a classic off this album. This is a favorite album of mine. I haven't played it in a long time. Haven't spun the vinyl. I've got it on CD, of course, and then Scheherazade and Other Stories. Reached out to Annie Haslam's management for an interview. Never heard back. No big deal. See, they don't want to talk. That's cool. Renaissance Live, a band that I've never had the opportunity to see. And as you know, the band was started by Keith Ralph of the Yardbirds. Novella. Once again, here's one where I bought it at the time. This was before I had really fully learned about record care and getting sleeves. This was 1977, okay? My record collecting has always been around, but my idea of collecting as a collector with that whole criteria has developed slowly over the years. And so a lot of my older records are beat cover-wise. I would keep them. I learned first about taking care of the record before the entire package. As Your Door. It's another good one. Moving more into the more commercial. This one is, it's hardly Renaissance, but it is. It's Camera. The back cover tells the story. They are trying to chase the flavor of the times. Of course, this is 1981. And of all things, it's on the IRS label. Miles Copeland's label. The Stuart Copeland of the Stings, his brother, it was his label. I don't even remember what this sounds like. I don't think I've ever listened to it all the way through. So maybe that's something to do. I was talking about this, where I discovered that this album had the theme song to a show, and I don't know why I thought that. I didn't really watch too many of the shows, Paper Boys or something like that. Thought it was from Australia, but it's English. Where Renaissance are from. Good stuff. What's next? Well, Ronaldo and the Loaf play Struve and Sneff. Now, I not that long ago watched their documentary and was very, very interesting to see that these two guys, that you would never, if you met them, you would never know. You would never suspect that they're doing this highly unique, strange music. It's good. It's a good documentary. The Elbow is Taboo. And again, this is a cover that just really illustrates strange. It's it's not what it's what you think you're seeing. It's not what you're seeing. I haven't played this in a while, but much respect for this musician, John Renbourn, the Lady and the Unicorn. I love guitar and that picking stuff, that picking style, and the more folk side. I don't know. I got hooked into folk music as a kid from all over the world. Here we have some way cool jazz-oriented, but not necessarily jazz music. Rena Rama with Bobo Stenson, Pal Danielson, jazz musicians stretching out, doing something very cool. Landscapes. Here's that Rema Rema on 4AD, then here's Rena Rama on Japo. Cool stuff. I'm so sorry that I sold the Rema Rema. It's acclaimed now, and I liked it, but I didn't know to keep it. Alain Renaud, guitarist, French. This is not necessarily progressive. It's just a sound of its own. This is obviously a radio station copy. And I have this other one. I've had this one longer, Out of Time. Alain Renaud. And then we end up in my Renegade Soundwave section. I love this track. Probably a robbery. And it does have a wry sense of humor, which wasn't what I liked. It's the tracks. They were calling this stuff big beat, apparently, at the time. I don't care about genres, okay? I just know what I like. And then this one, Renegade Soundwave, in Thunder 2, dub. Yeah, these guys were part of Rema Rema. I was just talking about that. And for the longest time, I didn't make the connection. Good stuff. Good stuff. So there's some records for you. I'm going to focus on celebrating my sister's birthday long distance because the Supreme Court decision is very disappointing. And this is just my opinion, but the only reason why you would be happy about it is because there's something wrong with you. That you don't care about this country or the people in it. It's pathetic, but it's the world we live in. It has global implications. So I need to turn away. And what I'm going to do is get up off of this, go to the post office and mail out the latest purchase. Thank you again, Kevin. Thank you, Norway. Someone in Norway bought Interlude. And thank you. That is a gift as much as anything because you had to pay more in postage for the CD than for the CD itself. But I'm glad that you did, and it will be worth it to have the physical copy of my CD. I signed it. I went ahead and signed it for the person in Norway. I mean, what are the odds that we would ever meet? Interlude. It's worth it. Get that. Get other stuff off my site. Get the digital stuff. My birthday's next Sunday. I'd appreciate it. So, stay in touch. Again, you cultists and racists who come over here, you're not hurting my feelings. I can tell that you would really like to ruffle my feathers, but I'm on to you. And the main message is how disappointed I am in you as a human being. What a shame we have to deal with people like you, and you can't get it together. So you accomplish nothing except getting my attention in this way to speak objectively about your behavior, which is very childish and uncalled for and unhelpful. Okay? Adrian, happy birthday. Cheers. Have a superb birthday.